So I just got the Neuf, or Neuf, Neuspeed. It's a billet short shift kit. So that's what it looks like right there. It's not a short shifter, but it's a short shift adapter. So let's see what comes in here. So we got the short shifter or adapter itself, and looks like we got the step-by-step instructions. Kind of hard doing this. So this box came in another box, very nicely packaged. The product itself looks like it's very high quality. Looks like it's going to be very easy to install. Not much to it at all. And the instructions seem to be very high quality in color. So next I'm going to actually show you guys how to install this in the Fiat 500 Abarth. Okay, so this is the shifter console. This is the plastic that we need to remove to get to where the piece is located. So looking at the instructions, this thing needs to come up first, so I'm just kind of pulling on it. Alright, that was pretty easy. So now that this is dislocated, if we look up here, we have these hex screws that we need to get to, one on each side, and nothing up front. So we're going to do those screws next. Okay, so we're going to take these out. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so we're going to keep that somewhere handy. Okay. Both are out. Okay, now next thing is to remove these two down here. You guys see these? So hopefully I'm removing the correct things and not doing extra steps. Do yourself a favor and get some magnetic tools, unlike me. Same bolts, same screws. Alright, so we got those two out. I think the next step is taking these out down here. If you look through here, somewhere in there, there should be a bolt. There it is. And then there's one on this side in the vent. So this one's the same type of screw. It was right there in the vent. If we compare, they are the same exact size, so we don't have to keep track of them. I got one more on the other side. Okay. If we pull this up, you can actually see there's two of these big shiny bolts, and for those you're going to need an Allen wrench. Let me see if this one fits. And it does. This thing's fairly long. Still going? Okay, there it goes. So, those are the side bolts that need to be removed. Okay, so I just took off a lot of things. Let's see what's next. Okay, so the next thing is to pull these out. If we look over here, it's just pushed in. So all I did is I pried that straight out, and it looks like there's another screw in here that we got to take care of. And same thing on the other side. So all I gotta do is put some effort into it and pull it straight out. So this is this side. Same thing. Two of these that pop right out, and right over here we got another one of these screws, and looks like we're going to be using the same exact size as before. Same exact screw as the rest of them, so we're going to put those with the rest. Other ones. Okay, so that should be it for all the screws. Now, I think we can just pull this out. That's it. This whole piece comes right out. We're going to put that off to the side for now. So this right here is the piece where we want to attach the shifter adapter. So this right here, you see how it's connected directly to this piece? Well, it's actually going to be, we're going to have the adapter there, and then it's going to be attached to the adapter. So it's going to give it a little more leverage. Okay, I'm going to see if I can unplug these to get a little more working room. Okay. Pull this up a little more. Okay, so now this is what we want to take off. This piece right here. So it should pop right out with a flathead. So I got myself a flathead right here. And I'm gonna try to jam it in there and then twist it until it pops out. I'm not making much progress here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to wedge another flathead so I can have the equal amount of force to pull it up there, because now if I do this, as you can see, it's just kind of twisting. So I'm gonna get another flathead, put that in. Okay, so we popped it out, took 2 screwdrivers. Make sure you get an equal amount of pressure on it. So the way I did it is I put them on either side and then twisted it together to just pop it right out. So now that this is disconnected, we're actually going to be working with this. So the instructions say to make sure to have a file and take off any edges that may be preventing the adapter from sitting flush with this. So I'm going to get the adapter, try it out, see if it sits flush. If not, we're going to do some filing. So here's the adapter, and the way it's supposed to sit is right in here. So first we want to see if it sits good, which seems to be a little tight. I mean, it should be tight, but we want to make sure there's no protrusions coming from here that will prevent us from sliding right in. And then once we get that to sit right, we're going to pop this piece on and secure it in there. Getting close. Now if you get close in here, you can see that I had to do some filing, so I can focus better on that. Yeah. So I went all around, filed it. This edge, closer to that side, was actually higher than this edge over here. So I went all around, took a little while, filed it all down, and now it fits a lot better. You can see this gap, you really want to close that gap so this sits right. So now that we have that in place, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the shifter in. Go ahead and bolt these in. If you don't have it sitting perfectly flush, these will help push it in those final few fractions of a millimeter. And then this right here is where this piece is gonna sit on top of. So basically all we're doing is extending the location of this. Used to be back here, now it's here. And that extra leverage is actually going to reduce the amount of travel that our shifter does. Okay, so we use the same size Allen key socket, whatever, as we did for these over here. For this over here, as you can see, you can fit a wrench on there, but since I don't have any standard wrenches, I'm using a socket which fits right over that. The socket size is 9/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that a little bit. I'm going to try to keep this from putting too much force on either side, because you don't want to bend this. And as I can see in here, a lot of stuff is plastic. So we definitely don't want to break any plastic pieces. Okay, so looks like that's sitting really flush. So now to put it back, I think I'm just going to reverse what I did from the start. Okay, so I was actually out looking for some pliers to squeeze this together, but I just popped it right on with my hand and looks like it fits. So that's sitting nicely. I think the first thing I'm going to do is try to pop this big piece in. Okay, so I guess these are the metal clips that it wants us to cover. That's the only thing I can see that could damage things when you're installing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tape over these. And now, let's see if this can fit in. Oh yeah, I can see that, because right there, I guess I would have scratched. Got this back in. This little piece that we taped up was actually getting stuck while I was trying to wiggle this in. So once I realized that's what was causing it, I had to kind of push this through, get that piece together, and then fit it all in. This piece actually has a lip that goes in there into an opening, and there's also another piece of plastic that's right by it. So make sure that you have this sitting flush like this. If you don't have this line sitting flush like that, that means that you put it on the other side of that plastic. So once we get this, I'm going to go ahead and remove this tape, and then we're going to start putting all the screws back in. Alright, so that's the first one we'll put back in. Now for the other side. Okay, so that's the second one that we pop back in. Now I'm going to do these up here, those big ones. Get that out of the way. Actually, removing these clips was an amazing idea. So if you're trying to avoid removing those clips, don't do that. They're very easy to unplug them, pull this up, so much more working. Okay, I got those in. Now I'm gonna pop these back in and do this screw, and then the one over here through the vent. Okay, that's in. If you look up here, this actually clips in there. Same thing on the other side. It's the side closest to the engine. Actually has to clip in, and then you push these pieces in. So for this, you want to make sure you get that in first. Get that through. Okay, now that that's in, we're gonna push these clips in. Okay, now we just got that screw to go in. Okay, that's nice. Again, whenever you're screwing into plastic or anything small like that, don't do anything too tight. So that's tight enough. Got 4 more to go. And I only have 3 screws. We have 4 screws. Okay, when we first started the install, these were the first ones that I took out. Looks like you don't have to take those out. They don't affect anything. They don't hold anything that we needed in place. So go ahead and put everything back in. The metal clips that these screw into, they do move out of place. For me, that one just moved out of place, as you can see over here. And this one, this is the metal clip I'm talking about, so just kind of push that back into place when you guys are installing these. And one last one. Okay, so that's all seated. I want to plug these back in, bring this down, and clip these pieces in. They should clip in just like that. Okay, and now we just want to reverse this. Looks like these go in first, and then I snap it back down. So that's in, and then push this down. Let's see. So there's these side things too. Okay, that's in and done. All right, so install is done. Let me go ahead and try it out. Oh wow, okay, definitely a lot shorter. All right, it feels a lot more solid now. It felt a bit loose before, but now it feels a lot more rigid. Oh yeah, definitely better. All right, so that is the Neuspeed short shift adapter for the Fiat 500 Abarth. The whole install, if you have the right tools, not like this, see this, falls right out. I couldn't find my actual tools, so I'm working with a little kit. You will need this in two, well, one size. You need an Allen wrench. You're going to need 2 screwdrivers, flatheads, to pop the shifter off, and definitely going to need this. I was thinking this was going to be optional to file the sides down, but I definitely had to do some filing to get this piece installed. So overall, real easy install. I do not recommend that you pay somebody to do this. It would be a very stupid thing. This is something that you can do. It was a fun install. and it always feels better knowing that you did it yourself. All right, that's it. So I just came back from short drive after the short shifter adapter install, and I love it. What it feels like is, well, the very first time you try to shift, you put it into gear, and it feels like you need to push further, but it's already engaged because of the short throw. And because of the difference in the leverage, it does feel firmer, so it does feel a lot more sporty. So it's definitely an awesome addition to the car. It's a mod that I highly recommend, and it's an easy install that I highly recommend everybody to do themselves. So there you go. The Neuf, or the Neuf by Neuspeed, gets my approval.